he was picking up a few wickets, he was just as ineffective as James Anderson. And when you look at the two, you know, you will always go for someone like a Jimmy Anderson. That's just the
And I think, so we'll quickly go over the team, and of course it's pretty similar. So you have Duckett and Crawley with the openers. Moeen Ali they've named as the designated number 3, so that's interesting. They're continuing on with that experiment, even though it didn't really yield them that much. Root at 4, Brook at 5. Of course, Ben Stokes the skipper, followed by Johnny Bairstow.
Yes.
With Brook at 5. Of course, Ben Stokes the skipper, followed by Johnny Bairstow.
Yes.
Weird seeing Jonathan. He's just good old Johnny. Chris Wokes, Mark Wood, the 2 besties, Stuart Broad and James Anderson, the other 2 besties. So
yes.
I think this is a pretty strong looking England side, and as you said, I think if you're looking at swapping like for like, bringing in Anderson for Robinson kind of makes sense, but maybe, just maybe, and this is just speculative, maybe this tells you something about the kind of surface you can expect. Because if you have swinging conditions early on, there's no one better than the GOAT.
I mean, in the test, in the Ashes so far, we've seen that the pitches have been kind of neutral.
Flat.
You know, they're supporting the batters a lot more, and we have seen some, you know, high scoring battles so far, but with maybe will be, you know, helping the
Seamers a little bit. Yeah, because again, you have Broad, Anderson both bowling in tandem. I mean, that's as good a hint. Plus, they have Wokes. Again, if you're looking at the English bowling, especially the pace bowling beyond Wood, there's no express pace. So, Wokes is another one who will rely on subtle movement, whether in or out. So, I think this is a very clear indication as to where the pitch, what the pitch would look like, at least early on. Because again, if you remember, I think the first test was the worst in that regard, where you had such a flat pitch that you had James Anderson himself write a column saying that if we keep getting pitches like this, that's it, I'm done. There's nothing for bowlers like me to actually exploit off the deck.
Yeah, and it was kind of telling because, you know, England at this moment was compatible with having flat pitches because they wanted to go for big scores. We saw that sort of aggression from Ben Stokes in the very first match, very first test match that did not end well, of course. The declaration at the 250 mark, which was, I mean, an aggressive move, but not calculated enough. So we're seeing this aggressive approach at this point, and if you know, the England management that because is also a very deep batting lineup.
True.
And you're more than, you know, benefiting England, you're giving the advantage to Australia at this point with these flat pitches.
Exactly, because again, I think they have a very set batting lineup. You know exactly what the batters will do. They're very clearly defined roles. And what's more, they have firepower load on the order. You have the likes of Head, Carey, Green, or Marsh in this case. You know, all of these guys would be coming in lower down the order and absolutely going berserk. So I think that was actually helping the flat pitches, and I think England realized that because if you saw the third test, which was at what, Headingley was it? No. Headingley was the second test. Edgbaston, thank you. Yeah. So the third test, you saw some assistance for the bowlers at least early on. Of course, as it goes on, it gets flatter, but at least that's more, let's say, true to traditional England pitches, where you know you'll get assistance days up till days 3 maybe at most. Maybe if you're lucky, day 4, 5 reverse swing kicks in, or as it does tend to happen, it just becomes easier to bat on, which I think is more like, and I think you're going to get that sort of a track this time around as well, because again,
we did see at Lord's that the you know, the pitch was much more neutral at this
point. It was, and it was very weird seeing a Lord's pitch like that.
Yeah, and
a flat Lord's pitch.
And let's see, you know what? Did England won on Lord's, right?
No, they didn't win it. Lord's also it was Australia. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's bad.
Yeah, that's why. In fact, the series right now, I think that's why England are kind of slipping back to what are more traditional home wickets, because they know the series is at stake, and they know that the radical move of altering the nature of the pitches, making them flatter, hasn't really worked. Because now, again, if you look at the bowling lineup, I think they're going back to more traditional England pitches, which actually suits their bowlers better.
Exactly.
And what's the thing with Bazball? Fourth innings. It's always been about that fourth innings, let's say, blitz. Fourth innings blitz works best with traditional English pitches, which will become easier to bat on day 4 and 5. So early on, okay, you might have to probably curb the instincts a bit. And to be fair, we saw the English players do that to an extent in the third test. It served them better. Because again, I think last time Australia were a little reckless with some of their shots. Steve Smith in particular, in that, you know, and him and Labuschagne when they threw away their wickets to Moeen Ali. I didn't understand that, but you're seeing that now that the English batters are being a little more clever, and they need to, because again, series is at stake. It's 2-1 down. They can still at least level, if not win. but 2 tests to win. Now they need to go back to basics.
Yes, of course. And when we're looking at, talking about the England bowling lineup, we saw that Mark Wood was not there for the first
2 tests. Yeah, he came in the third.
We saw that bowling lineup was a little bit wobbly. But at this point, if you're not utilizing you have world-class bowlers in your bowling lineup. If you're not utilizing their talent, their hard work, and their skill, at this point it's going to be a very, very a big disadvantage to England, because you've got the likes of Mark Wood, who's been incredible in the past 2 test matches, and then
past 1 match. You only played the last one.
Past 1 match. Stuart Broad has been incredible as
Broad,
well.
Broad, of course, would probably be licking his lips if it's a swinging track and he sees David Warner come out to bat.
I know. And Chris Wokes, of course, who has played a very vital role in the bowling lineup as well.
And with the bat, remember last time his lower order batting really salvaged the match for England, him and Wood, because it could have gone either way, but he's added depth both to the bowling and the batting. So it really helps.
And now with Jimmy Anderson coming back in, we're seeing a much more balanced England side. And if there's going to be another flat pitch, I'm going to be so mad.
Yeah, I'm going to be very mad too.
I'm going to be mad.
Yeah, I want good pitches which support, which allows you to see James Anderson at his best.
We need to see an equal contest between the bat and the ball. It doesn't just have to be, a big scoring test match or a batting heavy performance. I don't want that. I don't think any fan wants that at
no
this
one
point.
wants that in test cricket.
Not even the English team, I don't think at this point would be, wanting for something like this, because you have zero assistance for fast bowlers at this point.
And your bowlers all rely on movement in the air and off the pitch. So you need to be giving them those tools as well along with your batters. So that's the breaking news update for you guys. We hope, of course, considering the kind of makeup of this English team, that you're going to see a competitive test match. Either way, it's going to be hardly contested, because of course it's an Ashes test match. When is it not? Thank you guys so much for joining us. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget, like, share, subscribe, tap the bell icon, follow us across socials, and
don't forget to download the AajTak app.
Plus, if you're already on the channel, go ahead, check out some other videos that we've done. For now though, from Gargi and me, Shane, it's goodbye.